some of the greatest endeavors boast very humble beginnings.
Crimson Tide, open the season here in Birmingham, Alabama.
I've been asked many times, does it get old? And it doesn't.
For Alabama fan Tommy Ray, it all started with a radio.
In 1960, I would hear on the radio, Alabama comes out in the red jerseys with white numerals, and I would just lay on the porch with that radio to my ears, just thinking, I wonder what that would look like.
For 3 years, the Huntsville native says he could only imagine the scene at Denny Stadium. But in 1963, when he was 15, Tommy was invited to his first Alabama football game in Tuscaloosa.
We got out of the car and I could hear that crowd, and I just sat and marveled at those crimson jerseys. You know, I get emotional thinking about it now.
Tommy got to 26 games here and there over the next 9 years before attending the season opener in 1972.
So I went to the first game in 72, played Duke, and I remember thinking that night, man, I want to go if they're playing this week. So I'd look at the schedule, find out where they go, and I'd go see it. And I remember sitting in the Cotton Bowl Stadium, January 1st of 73, and it just suddenly hit me, I went to every game this year.
And just like that, a tradition had taken root. Week by week, season by season, with every ticket punched and every program purchased, Tommy began an improbable and sensational streak.
I made it very simple. I said, the decision is, are you going or you're not going? And if you're going to the game, don't worry about the details. You're going.
For the last 53 years, Tommy Ray has attended every single Alabama football game, both home and away.
Anybody in Tommy's life understands that if you have something on a Saturday when there's a football game, he's not going to be there. We don't have season tickets.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Most of the time, we would go to the game without tickets, and he would stand out with two, fingers in the air, and he would buy tickets.
When it gets down to how much money, whatever the number is, it was well worth it. I'd spend it again.
The streak itself is not the important part. It's the memories, it's the people that we meet, it's the things we get to experience.
Alabama football, in my opinion, it's the greatest.
While Tommy says his favorite game is always the last one, every game brings him right back to the first one.
Right before we go in the stadium, you can see this expression that he has. It's almost like a little boy being there the first time.
60 years later, every time I go in, I'll catch myself looking down toward where I sat that day, and the emotions and the thoughts and feelings come back from that day. The feeling that I had in 1963, I'll never betray that 15-year-old kid and what he felt.